Hi, I'm Ariel. I'm kind of talking in a low voice right now because it's 12:30 in the morning, November 18th. Okay, I want to make this video. It's not going to be without crying because I will cry. So, a lot of people who watch me are from where around I live, but there are also a lot of people who watch who aren't from where I'm from, and I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm sure everyone's heard the news. Last week on Thursday, November 14th, one of the local high schools around here, Saugus High School. Last week, November 14th, Saugus High School was made headlines across the nation for an active shooter. The reason I'm making this is just, I don't know, just to like talk my feelings out, I guess. Which I don't know if that like sounds selfish or not, but like it's just a way to like vent. I don't know. It's easier than just like looking at another person and watching their reactions to how you're feeling, or I don't know what I'm saying, but I don't know. I just feel like I want to just talk. Now, what happened last week on Thursday was around like 7 a.m. or something. There were active shooter reports. Ended up killing 2 people and wounding 3 others, and then killing himself later on. Earlier today, I was like driving home. This might be all over the place, but I just want to speak. I don't know. I had like 3 games earlier today, and I was just driving home. And I just started thinking about like the whole situation and everything, and which brought me to the idea for this video, I guess. I don't know, just like hear my thoughts rather than just keep them in my head. And everything sounded a lot better in my head than it is trying to come out right now, but it's probably because I wasn't trying to speak. I'm gonna start at the beginning of when I first found everything out, I guess. Thursday, I had gotten up for school. I was on my phone, I think on Twitter, getting ready to leave to drop my brother off at my aunt's house so he could go to school, and then take me and my sister to school. My sister and I both had college classes that day. All of a sudden, I'm on Twitter and I follow the Santa Clarita Sheriff account and the CBS LA account. They tweeted, advisory police activity at Saugus High, avoid area. Deputies responded to reports of shots fired. The school's on lockdown. And they tweeted that at like 7:50, and I saw it at like 7:56. And then I see like another tweet at the same time, 7:50. I saw it at the same time again. CBS LA tweeted, breaking, report of a shooting in the area of Saugus High School in Santa Clarita. At least 2 struck according to the LA County Fire Department. And I wasn't like freaked out about this at first, I guess, because I just kind of, I didn't carry on with my day, but I don't know. So I go and drop my siblings, or I drop my brother off at my aunt's house, and I'm driving to school to drop my sister off, and her class starts at 8 and mine started at 8:30. I dropped her off and I'm getting ready to take my math test because I had like, it was my third and final exam, I guess. I sent the screenshots of the tweets to my parents because I guess I was like the first one that told them, or like one of the first people that found out about it. And all of a sudden people in my school group chat were saying like the school's on lockdown, and come to find out every high school in the district was on lockdown. But I didn't know that because I was down at the college. So, and my class started at 8:30, and the high school starts at 7:45. So they're all on lockdown. Every school out here was on lockdown, besides the college part. If I'm repeating myself, whatever. All of a sudden, my brother calls me, and I thought it was weird because I thought he was at school. And he was like, Ariel, Auntie Diane wants you to come home, or like grab Naya and come back home, come wherever, to her house. And so I get that call, and then all of a sudden my dad calls me right after, and he was like, Ariel, grab your sister, go to Diane's. My parents are calling me. And my mom's like, I can't get a hold of your other aunt, to see how my cousin's doing. And then it clicked, oh yeah, my cousin goes to Saugus. And I don't know, I just forgot about that. I literally just like slipped my mind. And so she said that, and I was just like, oh, like, I don't know. So I texted my aunt. I was like, hey, is she okay? And I just saw her earlier tonight, and she told me I was one of the first people to text her asking if my cousin was okay. So I tell my teacher, like, hey, I'm sorry about my math test, but I gotta go. My parents want me home. I don't know if you heard about the active shooter. That's August. And she goes, oh, I don't think it's gonna be affecting us here. And I was just like, I'm glad it's not affecting you. I'm not asking you if I can leave. I'm telling you I'm leaving. I'll take the test another time. I don't know what she was trying. It's not affecting you. Like, I called my sister and told her to tell her teacher that she needs to leave. It's an emergency. And so I grabbed my sister, drove back up to my aunt's house with my brother, and we were just sitting there watching the news. And I'm texting all of my friends because they're all on lockdown. They don't really know what's going on, and we're all trying to, everyone's sending like rumors in the group chat like, oh, the shooters ran away, the shooter is here, he's dead, I don't know. By this point, the whole entire city knows, everyone's posting about it. My aunt had texted me that my cousin was fine and that she got evacuated. And I guess she was one of the first classes to get evacuated, but she got out and she was with her dad. That's how Thursday morning started off for me. I was watching the news reports. We had like 3 different news stations on, watching it all go down. And I was trying to check like every update I could. And I come to find out the whole nation is talking about the shooting that happened here in like Santa Clarita. Was like this little like bubble that no one could touch, and it's like we're just invisible, or I don't know. And then I see it's like #1 trending because of this like horrible tragedy. So I couldn't figure out my emotions that day. Everything just felt really weird. I texted my cousin. When I texted my aunt, I said, hey, are you okay? And she said, yeah, she was fine. And then it was like, this is after she got out and she was with her dad, and she was like, I don't know, I asked her, are you okay though, what happened? And then she just said that she was really scared, and it happened right outside of her classroom. So she was in class when the shots fired. At the time, I didn't want to ask her like how she felt and whatnot, and like everything that happened, because this is a traumatic experience that she just went through. So I wasn't gonna like pry her to like tell me everything that happened right now, because it's not something you do. I don't want to go in like a lot of detail because she did share with me like personal stuff, and I'm not gonna just like share that with everyone, but she did tell me more about it later. So fast forward to the next day. It's Friday. There's supposed to be a big football game. It was West Ranch versus Wilson, Long Beach Wilson or something like that. And I don't know what the theme was, but they turned the game into an all schools game in support of Saugus. So everyone was playing for Saugus. All the schools were invited in support of Saugus. That was probably one of the craziest games I've ever been to. Everyone went in with, we were supposed to lose that game. And I say we because West Ranch is the high school I was supposed to go to had I not gone to like my school. Because my school's like this big. So anyway, it was just the craziest game I've ever been to, and I cried during the moment of silence. We released balloons for the victims. We all just like prayed. And so today I was driving home and I was like, I need to figure out what I'm feeling, because the past couple days I've had like at the game where I was just crying because I don't know. I didn't know if it was like okay for me to cry, because I don't know if it was like okay for me to cry or if I was allowed to cry, because it was like I wasn't there. There are probably other people that experienced like worse things. Like, I don't know, I felt bad for feeling bad. And so it came time I asked my friends like, hey, do you guys feel this way too? Because I don't know if like I'm allowed. I feel bad for feeling scared and sad and angry, and feeling empathy towards the situation was just like, it didn't feel right. I asked my friends about it and they were like, Ariel, I know what you mean, and it's okay for you to feel like that. No one can tell you how you feel. Which made me feel better, because empathy is like a part of being human, and if I didn't feel sad, or if I didn't feel like heartbroken over the situation, like I'd just be weird. So that made me feel better, I guess. And the only reason I want to like talk about it here, just in case there are other people out there that are like within this community, especially even if you don't go to Saugus. I don't even go to Saugus, but like, I just wanted to let you know it's okay for you to feel what you're feeling. If you feel weird about like communicating your feelings, I just want people that watch this to know that it's okay to feel the feelings you feel. And your feelings are valid, and you're supposed to feel those, because this could have happened to anyone, which is why it's so scary. Like, I was thinking, like, am I allowed to feel scared to go to school tomorrow? And one side of my head was like, why should you be scared to go to school tomorrow? Like, your school's so small. It's not gonna happen at my school. Why should I feel that way? But then there's another side of me that's like, the kids at Saugus didn't know it was gonna happen that day. And the reason I guess I should feel so bad about this is because, like, it could have been any of my friends. And no, I didn't know the victims personally, but I still feel for them. And that could have been, like, what if that, like, my best friend's high school, and it could have been one of them, or it could have been anyone. It could have been my cousin who was there. Like, oh my god, it wasn't. I haven't seen her in a while, and I saw her today. And right when I hugged her, I just like started crying, because I don't even remember when like the last time I saw her was, and that could have been the very last time I saw her. The football game, I was even a little afraid to go to that, because who wouldn't be after what just happened? And then that night, all of a sudden, all of the news again is high school football game in New Jersey gets shot up. The world's just like a shitty place. This event is a trauma for everyone, no matter where you work, because my parents were traumatized because it could have been us. I'm traumatized because it could have been anyone I know and love. I'm traumatized because it happened in my community. Like, no one expected that to happen here. When I saw the news reports, I was just like, here in Santa Clarita, that's not supposed to happen here. Like, it's not supposed to happen anywhere. But then I just started thinking about, like, my brother and sister. Me and my sister go to the same school, but what if one day she's down at the college and I'm not there with her, or like to protect her or help her? The same thing with my brother. He doesn't even go to the same school as me. What if that's at his school and I'm not there for him, or like don't know what's happening with him? Nowadays we have active shooter drills in our schools. At my school we have all of our locks changed specifically for shooters. So they just like an automatic lock and like a click of a button. And during one of those drills, my teacher was like, listen guys, in an event that this ever happens, I'm gonna lay down my life for you guys before I let anything happen to you guys. That just reminded me. But my dad's a teacher, and all teachers are like, probably think that way, that it's them or their students, because their students are like their children too. That is like a majority of their life. And my teacher told me that. It just reminded me like that. If that happens anywhere else, I could be my dad. Like, I know people like to get political about this stuff because it is a big part of politics, but like, how do you know what the answer is to take them away, like take guns away, or like, I don't even know. Like, we can't see into the future, which is scary, because how do you solve this problem? Is there a way to solve this problem? My brother has to grow up, and in his life he's already seen or heard about like so many mass shootings, and have one happened so close to home. And my siblings are so young. I don't want to stop this. I'm not gonna hold this. Like, and I know it's not something I alone can do, but that was just always in the back of my mind. Like today during my games, we had friendlies at a high school, and I was on the field, and every time I would turn around to look at the high school, it was just in my mind like, what if, you know, what if something happened today? What if something happened right now? Whereas before, that used to just, that wouldn't pop in my mind anytime I just looked out somewhere. So I guess I isn't supposed to go back into school until like December 2nd. Tomorrow we have first period canceled because all the teachers are having a meeting, because they want the teachers to discuss how to deal with the students coming in who have been like traumatized by this. It's just something that's gonna be always in the back of my mind now. And not even me, but the people who were there. Like, I don't want to tell my cousin stuff, but she's traumatized by it. She's not. It's just scary. It can happen anywhere at any time. And you just don't know. Like, I don't know what's been going on around here lately, but literally in the past month, the city's been trapped in by like 3 fires. We had school canceled twice because of fires, both on a Friday. And then this past Friday, school was canceled too because of the shooting. Everything is just so weird. And like negative, evil, dark. And there's like no answers for them. There was no motive behind the shooting. He's just hurting innocent people. All the hard district schools are supposed to have a high increase in security officers, counselors, and psychologists or like therapists within the next coming weeks. But the thing is, there's so many schools who don't have mental health resources that it blows my mind. Cause like, my school is so small, but it doesn't even faze me that other schools don't talk about mental health that much. Because in my school, ever since the first day of freshman year, every single teacher at my school, what my school stands for is mental health. Mental health is almost a daily conversation in my classes, and like, I'll ask my friends about that stuff, and or even my dad at his school, and they're just like, no, like, we don't really talk about that. It's something that needs to be talked about on the daily. It's not like a class you should choose to take in high school. It's something that should be preached to people. It's something that every teacher should help with. Teachers should help their students. Shooting was like the 300th plus school shooting in 2019 in America so far. How do you stop it? If any of this makes no sense, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of ranting because I don't know what else can I do? And then I even see people that are like, the school shootings aren't real. Like, I've seen this in the past where people are like, oh, that's just the news that's planted by this group of people who, it's propaganda. They hired actors. Those aren't real people crying. The news isn't real. I've seen that in the past, and then this happens, and then I think I saw someone try and say that, or heard about someone who tried to say that. I was like, so why? Who fakes stuff like this? Like, I don't know why I'm making this. I just wanted to like speak, tell you what's going on. I want this to be like an open place to share your thoughts and feelings. If you want to share your feelings, I don't know, I just want this video to make it like an open space to share how you feel, because it's best explained in like this post I saw, and it says, don't say these phrases. At least you're okay. Be grateful you weren't on campus. You're safe now. Thankfully it wasn't your friend. There's no need to be scared. School security is going to be better now, but you didn't see it happen. Blank experienced it worse. There's a reason for everything, and something good will come from this. These kids, teachers, staff, parents have all experienced trauma, and their version of trauma is theirs. Their fear was/is felt at 100%. The sounds, the sights, the chaos that belongs to their memory and their heart. These kids are scared and confused. Don't say anything about the shooter's demise. For some of these kids, they knew him and cared about him. They just don't know how to feel. Just listen to them. Don't try to make it sound better. Don't attempt to keep them distracted. Don't minimize their fear or what they're feeling. Everything they knew to be safe was taken in a moment. It didn't matter if they were on campus or not. It didn't matter if they saw it with their own eyes, heard it with their own ears or were told about it. The story may sound the same on every news outlet, but the experiences are completely different, and they deserve to be heard. That post just made me feel better, because like I said, like I still feel weird about what I'm feeling. It could have been me, it could have been my family, it could have been my friends, it could have been anyone, anywhere. Sorry if any of this didn't make sense or I came across as like rude towards anyone or said something wrong. I'm not trying to make anything sound a certain way. I just wanted to like vent a little. A lot of people don't know how they're feeling, and I guess to bring awareness to shootings, and there are a lot of ways that you can help out. If you are watching this, there are ways you can help out, and there's a bunch of charities and like GoFundMe pages to support Saugus and all the victims and their families, and for like increased support in schools. And I'll link whatever I find down below in the description, so please go check it out and just like help in any way you can. Tell your families you love them. Tell your friends you love them whenever you can. I don't know where to look for this kind of stuff, but if anyone knows ways that I can like help out or like volunteer to be, I don't know, help with any of this stuff for Saugus, like are going on around here, please let me know. Even if we've never talked before, it's like I want to help in any way I can. Gun violence is very real, very scary. One, thank you to every first responder, because it's putting your lives on the line for people you don't know. It's like helping them stay safe and get them evacuated. Everyone out here is not just gonna have to grow up looking over their shoulder. My home is now on the list of mass shootings. It's already 1:30. I'm exhausted. I'm scared for tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, every day after that. Scared for my brother, my sister, my dad, my cousin, my friends. There's definitely a lot more I could have said, but I just can't think of it right now. Just if you are related to any of what I just said, you're not alone. Please support Saugus High School. The links will be in my description. Help in any way you can. If you can't help, then spread it around so other people who see it can. To the victims and their families, I'm really sorry this happened. I know people say thoughts and prayers don't do anything, but besides like speaking out on here, I don't know what else I can do. My thoughts and prayers are with them, especially with the shooter's family, because they didn't know they're victims too. That's all I wanted to say, I think. So, thanks for watching. Just be careful.